Testing. All right, there we go. What's the motherfucking deal, man? Welcome to the den. I'm looking crazy as cat shit. Should have wore a do-rag today. Hope all of y'all are doing well. Welcome to the den. If you're not familiar with the den, I'm your host, Ed Honcho. Man, it's my honor, my privilege, most of all, my pleasure to be here. Even though I have a small white dog attacking my foot right now. Y'all may not hear it. Y'all may not be able to tell. But there's a violent display taking place under this desk. We're going to get into it tonight, man. Like I say, we got a video. And I'm going to be honest. I haven't watched the full video because I wanted it to be genuine. I wanted most of my response to it to be genuine. So I watched about the first maybe 20, 30 seconds of it. And then I said, you know what? This shit look crazy. I got some weird shit going on straight now. I'm just like, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait because I was actually going to record a video earlier. And I was like, you know what? We'll talk about it live because this is a very interesting topic. So I want to talk about, there's a few dynamics, excuse me, I think that are going on that are taking place here. And we'll get into those. But first, let's see what we got joining us. Make sure you're following all the proper social medias. Ed Honcho HTX on Instagram and Twitter. Honcho Saucy on Twitch. We're going to be on Twitch tonight. Probably fun with that Hitman 3 tonight. So those of you who remember the good old days, I got to get my Twitch numbers up. I got to get my hours up there. So we'll probably focus some Hitman there later tonight after the stream. And then Friday I'm going to have a couple of Top Shot packs I'm going to open up. So if you're fun with that, make sure you're following Honcho Saucy on Twitch. Like the channel, subscribe, tell a friend. Let's see what we got joining us. D the Gamma. How you doing, Miss D the Gamma? The lovely Marie Lovely. How are you doing, ma'am? Miss Trixie McFly, how are you doing this evening, ma'am? The lovely Miss Kay Grace. The lovely Miss Sarah Lou, the Den Secretary herself. Yes, hit the Cash App. Close the wealth gap. Cash App. Shit, what is my Cash App? Honcho ENT. If you enjoy the entertainment that I try to provide you guys, whether it's here, Twitch, any other channel, anywhere else, Honcho ENT is the Cash App, yes. Sailor Boy, what's the motherfucking deal? Shonda, how are you doing this evening? Buck, what's the motherfucking deal? Only One Lie, how are you doing this evening, ma'am? Lovely Miss Jess Susie, how are you doing this evening? Be More Careful, how are you this evening? Huh, Caucasian Persuasion, that's your name. Yeah, that's what I think about that. 17. No, you know what? Frank and H-Town, what's the motherfucking deal? Hey, man. Look, I'm going to tell y'all something. I need to be making more money on this channel. I don't. But I'm going to tell y'all something. If y'all ever heard me plug anything, it's because I genuinely fuck with it. Go follow Frankie and H-Town on the gram. Now, it ain't for everybody, right? If you get a little squeamish, I'm going to say don't fuck with it. And, and let him judge you whether or not you're willing or worthy enough to follow his page. Shout out to Frankie, man. I appreciate what you do. Shout out to you, man. Make sure if I missed you, I ain't dish you. No, he wasn't humping my foot. He was trying to bite. He has this thing where he loves to bite my fucking socks and then try to take my fucking sock off. I don't know how his asshole, because I ate right before I was getting. All right, so like I said, we're gonna talk about the video. I'm gonna play the video here in a second, and like I said, I haven't heard it, so I'm gonna put my audio on so I can actually listen to it, and then we're gonna dive into it, right? And shout out to Miss Jen, because Jen sent me this, and then she sent me some additional information I'm gonna share with you. We'll kind of dive into it on stream because, like I say, we just got a lot to figure out, right? So with that being said, Let's see. Oh man. I got a tirade I want to go on, bro. I want to talk about so bad, but I think I'm gonna hold off on that. Because there's some I might talk about it on Twitch because when I get into the game, I'm going on a tirade against black people in the Twitch. So just if y'all wondering what to expect while I'm fucking around games, I saw some shit right before this stream started, and then part of this stream too, I'm sure. We gotta do fucking better. Oh, bro, we gotta do fucking better. Oh my god. So I heard the most outrageous shit. We 17 deep, 11 likes. Hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? Like button is free. But let's get into the video, man. So give me just a second to make sure I got the audio properly prepared here. Oh, hey. What happened? Oh, well, I forgot to change the damn thing, so I made my fucking shit all crazy big. Give me 1 second. What's going on here? All right. Yeah, this is live. Look, we edit live. We fix it live. Fuck you, right? All right. Let me put this on. I'll mute my. Well, I'll put this on and I'll mute my mic so that way I can hear it too. Y'all don't hear the. Y'all don't hear that fucking echo. But again, all of you, I hope life is treating you well. If you're going through something, hey, it will get better. If you haven't, it's a good season in your life. Enjoy that shit. All right. Yeah, I'm talking about shit while I'm fixing these settings. All right, cool. All right, so I'll mute myself. Let's watch it. And we got a lot to talk about. Shout out to Wiper Sprays. Feed Scotty. I got as y'all notice, I'm trying to change some stuff around. I'm trying to make it look a little bit more lively instead of just the old TV. And so some of the settings are there. As y'all notice, the music wasn't playing like right before the stream. So I'm still tweaking some stuff. Like I say, it'll be a little bit cleaner next stream. It'll be a little bit cleaner after that. And then we'll continue to improve. But let's rock. All right.
Going at 38.
Yes, you are, ma'am. Good morning.
And the speed limit is 40, and I was going 38, so why are you harassing me?
You're correct. I pulled you over because
you're a murderer.
Because
yes, I started to record because you're a murderer.
You can't be on your cell phone while you're driving.
I wasn't on my phone. I was recording you because you scared me.
You can't use your cell phone while you're recording.
I can record you.
May I have your driver's license?
It's at my apartment.
What's your apartment?
It's at my home. I'm just taking my son to his.
Do you have your driver's license?
I mistakenly left it at home.
Do you have a picture of your driver's license?
Yes, I do.
May I have it?
And can you call your supervisor, please?
I already did. He's on his way.
Good, because you're a murderer. And so you're giving me a cell phone ticket? Is that why you're harassing me?
Not harassment. Yeah. I am enforcing the law.
I have a right to record the police when they're harassing me.
By all means, but you can't do it while you're driving.
I wasn't texting or none of that.
Do you have that picture?
You scared me and made me think you were going to murder me.
Okay, well, I'm sorry you feel that way.
Well, that's not just a feeling, you're a murderer.
Can you zoom in on that for me,
Sure.
dear? Thank you.
And I'm perfectly legal, and I'm a teacher. So there.
Congratulations.
Murderer. You're a murderer.
What's your last name? I can't see that there.
Well,
if
here you
stop,
go,
stop
murderer.
shaking. Zoom in on that for me,
No, because you're scaring me.
Oh,
you're threatening to kill me and my son. Can you give me
okay.
the
well,
iPad,
I'll tell you what, you keep smiling.
Yeah,
you're on camera.
You're trying to threaten to kill me.
I didn't say
smiling.
that. Is this your car?
Yes, it is. And you're trying to say I stole my own car because you're jealous?
Yeah,
is that what
I don't
that's
think
about?
so. You wait for me right here, okay?
You're jealous?
Citation, all you need to do is your signature. He's only citing you for using your cell phone while you're driving. That's it.
Here you go, ma'am. Sign inside the red box right there.
For him being a Mexican racist. What is that name? Gasso?
It's on the citation, ma'am.
Here you go, Mexican racist. You're always going to be a Mexican. You'll never be white. You know that, right? You'll never be white, which is what you really want to be.
There you go, dear.
White.
Have a good day.
You want to be white.
I had a lot of problems with this. Like I said, when I initially watched it, I only watched to the point where she said she left her license at home. And for a second, I wanted to get real loud. For a second, I wanted to get real crazy. I'm going to talk about everything that was said and exchanged between the two, and I'm going to get real, and some of y'all not going to like what I'm going to have to say. Okay, my biggest issue with this whole thing is her saying that you're trying to kill me and my son. This is my biggest issue that I have with black folks, niggas, whatever the fuck, period. And it's mainly black women pushing this narrative. And a bunch of weak ass black men who push this shit. Man, this man was real nice. This man was as polite as possible, right? And you calling this man all kind of murderers. You don't know this motherfucker for nothing. The man's just doing a job, right? Because you done got your fucking stupid ass brainwashed because niggas watch more TV than anything. And in this day and age, a teacher don't mean what a teacher used to mean. Teachers used to be much more respected, I think, in society. They did a service. I think people who became teachers back then were more passionate about doing their job. They actually cared. Now motherfuckers go collect a check and all they do is hand out a fucking curriculum. If this woman has the ability to teach children, and I'm assuming black children, and she's teaching them that same shit that she's teaching her son, and that son is going to grow up to be a fucking punk because she's teaching him all this weak ass shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, but I got you, Dan. Let's shout out to Jen. Because, we're going to get to see her face. Y'all give me just a moment, right? So, this weak-ass bitch, right? I don't care how you feel. And some of y'all, you never come in. This is a weak-ass bitch. Because she's raising a weak-ass son. And his mother's parents, people like this. Because there's some niggas out there, too. So, I'm not going to assume she's a single. I'm not going to go that route. But I know your mother's your first teacher. And then this woman also teaches children. I don't know if she teaches elementary or what. But this woman shouldn't be allowed to be around kids and indoctrinate them with this bullshit. Because when you tell kids this shit, you make them fearful. Or you're murdering us. You're about to murder. She probably sit there telling them, be careful, they're going to murder us. They're going to kill us. I'm sure she said something crazy like that to her son before that cop walked up to the car. And I guarantee her son was probably fucking shaking in his shit. You know what I'm saying? Because of all this bullshit rhetoric his mom has implanted in his mind. Look, niggas ain't getting knocked off like that. There are instances and there are occurrences going on in this country. Things happen, right? This fucking several hundred million people live in this country. Multicultural country. When cultures clash or they cross, there will be conflicts. These are things that happen, right? But if niggas was getting mowed down in the streets like they swear they are, like y'all pushing and swearing that they are, trust me, the numbers in this country would be significantly reduced. Out of, what was the numbers I think brought up the other day? 4 million interactions between black folks and police every year. And you only got a couple of bodies, a relatively small number, not even 1%. So, I would expect something of that scale to be hollering, oh, we're getting murdered. Man did nothing but walk up to the car, being cool about it. Now, like I say, my biggest issue with all this police murder shit is what you're instilling in the kids, the fear you're putting in these kids, the hate you're instilling in these kids. And it's a lot of motherfuckers like her and other motherfuckers who have never lived in an environment where there are real threats, situations that really do occur. And they've been entitled and they've lived, suburbia or whatever, and they just watch the fucking news and they spill off at the mouth because they've never had real life experience. And I'm tired of people who just who've never really lived life going out here and telling you all this dumb shit. I'm not saying she's like a pundit or something, but these people who are pushing this shit, it's fucking tomfoolery. Your kid should be taken away from her. That's child endangerment. Having your kid believe this shit. The kids who she teaches, I'm pretty sure they're fucked. Or they either don't like her, or they probably, she's the crazy teacher. This woman also exposed herself. This is what I'm going to say. Some of y'all niggas not going to like this. And I might have said this before. A lot of black folks, and some of them same ones that push pro-black, BLM, all this shit, really want to be white. Go to bed praying every night that they wake up white tomorrow. There's some real envy, some real hate in this community. Not only for ourselves, but envy of others. Appreciate the love, Sarah. It said 2 thumbs down. I came for 2 miserable bitches. I believe it. Oh, here we go. Here's the picture. Let me make sure I get this set up to pull this up. And like I say, and I know people are going to be uncomfortable hearing this, because the reason why I say this is, look, as soon as that cop came up, she was going off. The other cop, and I may be mistaken, like I said, I glanced at it briefly, he appeared to be white to me. She ain't had no smoke for him. If you feel like that about cops, period, you should feel like you should have had some energy for the other cop too. Why not? Why solely on this one? You tell me. Said you're Mexican racist and you're going to want to be white. Well, when you start bringing up things through the lens of race, that makes who the racist? But black people cannot be racist. As some of y'all tell me, we can be prejudiced, but we can't be racist. But then you'll go and tell me, and I said, well, why? Because racism is a system of oppression. And then the next sentence, you'll tell me we're suffering from systemic racism. Wait. If racism itself is already a system, then why the fuck do we need to add systemic to it? Because black people, you can be racist. Everybody can be racist. You can be prejudiced. I say it all the time. I look at life through the lens of race, right? And not in the sense, I don't think race is even a bad word, honestly. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's got a negative connotation. Hear me out. Because I look at people through the lens of race. I try to understand cultures. I try to understand issues that people deal with. I never fucking say, I see that shit. Nigga. I see color from a fucking mile away, right? And that lets me know how I'm going to deal with people and individuals, depending. And I'm sure people do the same thing. It's okay. As long as I'm not using it in a negative fashion, I think it's okay. I have no beef with it, right? So, again, this woman has personal issues deep down inside. She's dealing with some things, and she's taking it out on this lawman. Because it went from a law enforcement situation to a racial situation. It had nothing to do. This man was nothing but polite. Now, there was a gap in the thing, and I'm sure, he was like, well, nobody knows what he said when the camera went out. The demeanor seems pretty standard across the board to me. I don't think he deviated from that. Now, whatever this woman was doing to get this track out, what I'm envisioning is that if he saw her recording or doing whatever she said that she was recording, that means she either had to be driving by him with the shit out, because she's talking about, well, I'm recording you. She kept referring, well, it's not illegal to record the cops. No, it's not, and he didn't argue that. But she kept trying to spin it from that she was actually doing something wrong. Cop was super nice. You ain't got your license? Well, shit, do you got a picture of you? Not too many motherfuckers will give you that respect. Like, in reality, if the motherfucker would have escalated that shit, I'd have understood it. But the motherfucker tried to be as nice as fucking possible. And just because she's having a bad day, maybe she didn't want to take her son to school. I don't know what her fucking problem is. But she was obviously out there with an issue. Talk about a stolen car. Are you jealous? Well, ma'am, you don't necessarily have your license on you. You know what I mean? You give me a little flack. I'm just inquiring. But you doing all this shit and you trying to make it my job a little bit more difficult. I'm going to throw a little bit of frustration your way, right? So, again, when he comes up to the car and he's trying to say, hey, he really don't get anything out. She starts talking before he gets there. Why are you pulling me over? I wasn't speeding. I was doing 38. I know it's 40. And she just, it just had to be speeding, right? It couldn't have been anything else that she was doing. So instead of trying to hear the man out, like I said, she goes on this fucking tirade. She goes on this ridiculous fucking rant. You know what I'm saying? And here we are, right? We're all watching this. Now let me pull this picture up for y'all. Appreciate the love, be more careful. Say we become the thing we hate because it's powerful to control people. Yeah. And that's like, I mean, y'all don't understand, bro. Like, because I don't want to deviate off this conversation, but I'm again, it's almost time. It's almost time to lose some stuff. It's almost time to have another one of those why I don't do the pro-black thing, right? Because here's my deal. Motherfuckers come here, they call me coon, they call me all this. I love being black. I don't put white people on any pedestal I feel like I'm on even ground with. I don't give them magical superpowers that normal human beings possess, but somehow white people do it better. Like, so that's why I say a lot of niggas say all this shit, but in reality, they are envious of white people. I don't understand it. You know what I mean? Like, you tell me black magic and power and all these other things, but when you listen to what someone is really saying, you see the jealousy. What else he said? She talked about harassment and some other shit, you know. But it's just like, again, then this is what you'll have. You'll have people, she'll go out, if this tape never came out, right? What she would go out and do, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if she put it on social media. So I got harassed by the police today, were disrespectful and insulting. You know, like, motherfuckers will go out on a limb and be the ones that are really creating the situation, be the ones that are really creating the problem. But then I'll blame it on another party. And I'm not just saying even with the laws, like with just like people, you know, people who are like always losing friends, can't maintain decent relationships, but somehow it's never their fucking fault. You know what I mean? People who are like repeat offenders, it's never their fault. Like if you listen to them, like, you know, ask somebody who's like done multiple stints in jail, right? They're always going in and out of jail. And just ask them, why are you always going to jail? What's going on, man? And listening to the way they frame it. And the way they're going to frame it is the system, the man, whoever told them. It'll never be, hey man, I'm out there fucking up. I've been fucking up. You know what I'm saying? I got to get right. I fucked up. And it's never that. And so that's why people, you got to start seeing how it's not always the words people are using, but it's how they're using the words, in what context they're using them. But like I say, the biggest thing to me, going back to what I initially stated, is the damage that these. I appreciate the love, gentlemen. Looking to the side of it, said, I firmly believe these pro-blacks put white folks on a pedestal because they truly believe they are superior. It's not skin, it's color. I agree 100%. Because, like I said on the Twitch, I'm going to go into some shit that I see. Dog, I might get kicked out before I really get on that bit. Like, dog, I got some shit on my mind. Like, after seeing what I just saw right before we got on the stream, I'm telling you, I got some shit on my mind. And shout out to Dakota. Me and Dakota were having a real good conversation earlier about something along these lines. You know what I mean? And if you're not in the Discord, well, fooey on you. But I agree. Like, that's what I'm starting to see, because now the shit that comes out as harassment, as comes out as racism, it's gotten so frivolous that motherfuckers can't find real racist shit to get mad about anymore. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers can't fucking find real racism, so they got to start fabricating shit. But, again, I'm not a bootlicker. I don't put cops on a pedestal. It's a job you chose. Now, I commend you for doing a difficult job. It's not an easy job. Just like, shout out to Trill, even though his punk ass ain't watching the stream tonight because he don't like the topic. Being a truck driver, not a job I would do. So it's not an easy job. Fucking lumberjack or whatever the fuck, you know, it may be. There are a lot of careers that are tough jobs. You know what I mean? And so I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, you got to eat there. It's a tough job. And we're all humans. I want to go home every night, right? So it is what it is. But like I said, this was a situation of, in my opinion, proper policing. The dude was as nice as he could, and yet for some reason this woman still had to go on a tirade. Like this is something that's deeply ingrained in her. Had nothing to do with this cop because he did nothing to her. She went on a rampage before he got to the car and insulted the man, demeaned the man, you know, kept calling him murder. He's a murderer. He's a murderer. Why do you call the other cop, or the one I thought would appear to be white, why do you call him a murderer? He's a cop too. Why don't you say, hey, I'm surrounded by a bunch of murderers. You're all murderers. You're a murdering supervisor. Because in reality, subconsciously, she has a higher level of respect for that white man than she does for the Hispanic man. Right? So, let me bring up the face. And somebody said they thought she was Mexican. If you look at her fucking hand on that driver, that ain't no damn Mexican. That's the darkest Mexican you've ever seen, whoever Heidi is. What am I looking for? Oh, right here. So, let's pull her picture up, right? Because you're like, what is going on? And honestly, like, I don't even, if you really didn't see skin tone, you're like, is that a black woman? I don't know. This lovely young lady here. again, here we go. Right? Put this little information right there. First thing I see, right? First thing I see, and we love it, and and this is the thing that baffles me with the biggest, wokest, pro-blackest, anti-Europeanist. Let me. I ain't got it all set up to do all crazy shit. Is this shit? This shit right here. That's what she's jealous about. She can't get that. No, let me see. Good hair. This woman has problems. This woman's allowed to teach children. This woman's allowed to indoctrinate the youth. We talk about why there's so many weak black men out here. Because we have weak homes. They come out of weak homes, whether it be single parent, whether it be two parent. You got men out here preaching a lot of this bullshit too. There's a significant number of dudes out here that are co-signing with women because they want to keep getting pussy. So they figure if I disagree with black women, I won't get no more pussy. So let me just go ahead and co-sign everything. Simp ass niggas. So here we are, right? Here we are. But what baffles me the most about this, right, is because I believe I think it's this up here. No, I forgot what type of, but obviously the last Iwamuzi, whatever, some type of African last name. Usually, you don't see Africans get caught up in the bullshit. Like, the same way you don't really see Asians get caught up. This is usually a Western, black American type situation. So that's why that was the surprising part about it to me, was that, oh, bro, I don't even want to talk about that. Like I said, I'm gonna talk some shit on Twitter. We're gonna have some fun. So make sure that y'all fucking with it on Twitch. I'll put the link in there later. But here's the thing: is that Shannon Joe? What? Her hairline started. Oh shit! Oh my goodness! Yeah, this is her. Roscoe, what's the motherfucking deal? Memphis, what's the motherfucking deal? Isley, we need to talk. You need to get your ass back in the Discord or we gonna have some beef. Let me see. Chocolate Milk, what's the motherfucking deal? I think I seen Miss Bell in here. What's the motherfucking deal? Anybody I may have missed, I ain't dissed unless it was Heidi. Heidi's the only person I dissed. You know what I'm saying? But, nah, like, yeah, I'm tired of the weak shit. I'm tired of the bullshit. I'm tired of the fuckery, dog. Like, this is where I am, bro. Like, I'm tired of weak niggas. Tired of weak-minded black folks. I preach to y'all all the time. I am A-OK with separation from certain folks. Am I a separatist? I don't know. I don't even know what the full details of that are. But let me drop this because she's getting on my nerves. I'm just looking at her getting on my nerves. But again, like I said, my big concern is that is the child. Why bring up the officer's race? What does that have to do with anything? All of these things, like I say, are concerning. Signs of an internal struggle that she's dealing with. Had nothing to do with what this man did or his situation. And again, like I said, I'm really curious, and I'm pretty sure we'll never know. This is like a one-off kind of thing. It's not like somebody really got hurt or there was real damages. But, like, I'm really curious if she was riding by and, like, recording the cop. You know, because that was her argument. Oh, it's not illegal to record. You know, or if her dumb ass was really on the phone fucking doing some shit she trying to justify. Well, I wasn't recording you. I wasn't texting. I was recording you. Like, again, basic shit. When you're going out and about, like, you ain't got a purse, a wallet or something, where's your fucking ID? Well, I mean, no, we live in a modern. You can get away with certain stuff, I guess you can say. You can pay with your phone on certain shit and all that stuff, so I can see it in certain instances. But, like I said, to me, the cop was real fucking nice. Like, I ain't never had a cop ask me if I got a license on a fucking phone. You got a picture of it? Like, and then she was fucking being, like, didn't even want to fucking zoom the shit. Like, she was being a real live bitch. Like, being a real bitch about the shit. Like, and that's the problem with these traffic stops. And that's what Dakota were talking about earlier. He gave an example, some recent situation happened with that. I was giving some examples of things that happened with me. 99% of the time, when you're dealing with law enforcement, dog, if you just show human decency, Depending on what the fuck you was doing, you show human decency, it'll save you a lot of fucking trouble. They don't want the trouble and the hassle and the paperwork and the dealings with the scuffling and all the arguing and the stress. You as a person want to get out of the situation with as minimal repercussions and minimal problems in your life. You know what I'm saying? Just do what you gotta do, and then, you know, if it's that major of a deal, fight it in court. That's why America has a legal system, right? But niggas gotta prove points. And this is the situation where it happens. I don't want to go all the way back, but I'm pretty sure somebody's going to make a reference to it. So I'm going to jot down a little note over here. And if somebody mentions this thing, I have proof that this is what I was thinking. Because this incident reminds me of something. It reminds me, and I think if this was a similar outcome to that other situation, I could see a similar result in that situation, right? So, you have ID, you ain't black. That's right, because niggas ain't got no IDs. You know what I'm saying? I can't vote because I ain't got no goddamn ID. But I'm going to the club this weekend though, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hit the 25 and up. You know what I'm saying? But I can't find that ID to go vote. I'm gonna go grab me a bottle. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go hit the liquor store, you know, down here in H-Town. I ain't sure they don't sponsor me. I ain't finna shout them. I'm gonna go hit the liquor store. You know what I'm saying? I gotta buy me my pack of menthols. I got them cool shorts. I ain't got no fucking ID. How no dumb shit is this, dog? But anyway. Memphis, dog. Memphis. You in here, bro. What's up, man? We gonna do the Supernatural show or what? Hey, here's the deal. Here's what we're going to do. All right, shout out to None Cannon, a.k.a. Memphis, in the Discord. If y'all want to have a supernatural show where we talk about some, you know, foreign... I know this is kind of off topic. I'm going to bring it right back. 0 for no, 1 for yes. We talk about, you know, some far-fetched... Like we used to... Remember we used to have Supernatural Saturdays, but it was more of a cush den thing. But, you know, coming up sometime soon, maybe not like right away. If y'all would like to have a show talking about some of the more... out of there things. I think people have different beliefs, you know, different interests. So 1 for yes, 0 for no. If y'all would like to have an episode about something like that in the future, let me know what y'all think. Shout out to Miss Susie. Because that's exactly... Mary, what's the motherfucking deal? How you been? 18. What the hell, Ronald? Shout out to Nancy. How you doing, Miss Nancy? But here's my thing, right? Because isn't that kind of how that went? Starting off heated, bit of an argument, you know? And then ultimately the outcome. Then you got a situation right here. This is a person with an attitude issue, amongst other things. And you also know those people who are like that. It's not just black and white issues. They usually have multiple struggles going on. You know what I'm saying? Like they can't just choose one. You know what I'm saying? Can't eat just one like fucking Lay's. They gotta have all the struggles. We already know it's a struggle Olympics. Gabriel McKnight, what's the motherfucking deal? You thought I said the Army dude? And that's what I say. Like, that's what I say. See what I'm saying? Look, Ronald Isley in here drunk. She drunk. You know, somebody go get the bottle. She bought that bottle with no ID. She in here drunk. But here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna open up the line here in just a second. Cause like I said, I want to know your thoughts. I want to know how you feel. I want to know what y'all are thinking. And we 40 deep. Hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? It's the like button is free. Because like I said, this is just baffling me. And like I said, it's to the point where I'm about to be like I'm about to become a fucking Uncle Ruckus in this motherfucker. Like it's terrible. Like it's like this is the shit that makes me not want to hang out with niggas, dog. Like this weak-minded mentality. Like you causing a fucking situation for fucking nothing. That could have been a fucking 30-second encounter here on about it. Honestly, I believe had she have been cordial and kosher, I guarantee she'd have been let off. I bet it would have been no citation. It would have been a warning and hey man, go on about your day. The dude seemed extremely nice. It's like the nicest cop I've ever heard on a fucking body cam. The dude should do fucking phone customer service. Well, thank you. Have a nice day. And then she just want to go in on the dudes. You got fortune. You could have got one of them fucking dickheads on a mission with an agenda. You know what I'm saying? But you want to berate this man for nothing. This man did nothing to you. You obviously were in the wrong. Deal with it. Because she didn't dispute the fact that she was on her phone. She just kind of deflected. I'm recording cops. Nothing wrong. There was nothing wrong with that, but that's not what you were doing. Again, and that's my that's my thing. Is that's my beef with that. Is just what you're doing to that child. Because you turned a situation that was nothing, and it could have been a teachable moment where he could have seen, you know, opposite all this shit. Where hey, well, maybe not. They're not all gunning us down. Hey, maybe we need to look at the individuals who are doing this versus, you know, the good ones that are out there really trying to protect society, really trying to do a job, and you know, being upstanding with the shit. But instead, she took the opportunity to try to make it seem like all these motherfuckers are scumbags. Like they're just wasting people out in the fucking streets. If you look at every motherfucker, for the most part, like it was a couple we can touch on, but the majority of the people who get laid out, it's usually because they put themselves in a compromising position. Again, I'm not going to go back to some of these recent stories, but y'all know you still got people capable. Motherfuckers will go out and lie. I don't see motherfuckers lie and say there was no knife on the scene. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Niggas will lie, create fallacies to prove a point instead of realizing, hey, if I got to go through all this to try to prove this point, if I got to go through all these shenanigans to try to get this idea across, maybe, just maybe I have the wrong idea. Maybe I'm the one in the fucking wrong. But here it is. Now, this is something about American society. And then I'm gonna open up the line. I think I guess I should open everything up. This is what it is in America, right? And this is for everybody. It's easier to hate someone else's success than to address the hate that you have for yourself, right? And like I told y'all earlier, some of these people are envious. There's some niggas out there that wish they could wake up white. And they'll be the same niggas that'll sit here and tell you, oh, fuck white people and, crack this, crack that, and woo, 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 everything else, right? Every night they go to bed, right after they put their little application of cake soap on, they wake up, or they go to bed, they pray, hoping that they wake up white. And so instead of addressing the issues that you have inside, you know, whatever it may be, it's easier to look at an external enemy and say that they're the problem because they're doing well. They're stealing all the resources. They're hoarding all the money. They're doing all this crazy shit. I remember somebody saying that about Elon and fucking Bezos the other day, right? They're hoarding all the money. There's no money for it now. You got motherfuckers getting rich off fucking meme coins, becoming millionaires in a couple of days over fucking meme coins, right? But they're hogging all the fucking money. People just don't, they get these narratives, they stick with them. They refuse to really think about what they're saying and or doing. And then, you know, we have embarrassing situations like this. Thankfully, that this did turn out the way that it did. Because it would have been unfortunate for that young man to see his mom put in a traumatic situation. And then it would have been a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? Because no matter what the situation is, like whether the cop would be in the wrong or right or mom was in the wrong or right, if something was to happen to his mother, the son is going to feel a particular way about the police, right? And it would, you know, like I said, it would be a self-fulfilling situation because then now, yeah, they're doing something to black people because you caused it to happen. Un momento, por favor. Let me find out what the number is. Hey, happy Cinco de Mayo. I don't even know what that means. I know it's not Mexican Independence Day. I think it's Mexican Drink All the Beer Day. And the white people are drinking all the beer. Is everything good to go? Let me. I think we're just gonna put the video thing on. I'm gonna just put the number up, whatever the fucking number is. Give me just a second. I had it on here, but when I kind of reset some stuff, I forgot. I think it's the 832 number, but I can't. Like I said, I switched everything I have on here, right? Oh, here it is. All right, bet. I just put in a little text thing on here so that way it'll be easy. Ain't nobody got to ask what the number is. But for those of you who are just listening, it is 832-586-0336. Again, that number is 832-586-0336. Give me just a moment. Let me figure out. Yeah, I'm really wasting time. I want to be in a particular font and be an asshole about it. All right, there we go. All right, what is it? 832-586. Don't be like Shelley Long and call 686. 'Cause that's not my number. And that'll work. All right, we'll put it here. All right, let's go. Hold on one second because I gotta add the audio here. I guess I don't have it here. Yeah, I guess these are things I should think about right before. All right, and okay, we're good to go. All right, well, what's the motherfucking deal? Who we have calling in to the den this evening?
This is the ghost lady. But Honcho, you were absolutely right. Our people talk about they're so proud to be black, and black is beautiful, and black is better, and we're so curvaceous, and we can sing better, and we can do sports better, and we got better rhythm. They say all of this, but we really don't believe it, or they don't believe it, because they want to be something other than what they are. You mean, and the proof is in the pudding. You mean that woman talking all that smack, and look at her. Her head was unbelievable because she had that damn hair weave on. You mean they want to dye it blonde, and if they can't have it blonde, they'll dye it every other color. You mean, and as soon as, like I said before, they get a little change, you mean then they want to cut off half of their nose. Patti LaBelle and all of them did it. You mean they want to be something else, but they want us to believe that they are so woke and so pro-black and they're full of crap. You know what I mean? And that woman is a disgrace to even say that she's a teacher. If I saw her, I'd slap her right in her mouth for that. She had no business even embarrassing, you mean, our profession that way. You mean she's a jerk. You mean anybody that allows mainstream media to control them is a jerk. Because once mainstream media controls your mind, you mean the mind, then they control your thoughts. And when they control your thoughts, they control your actions and behavior. And when it controls your action and behavior, then they control what you do. They get you to do whatever they want you to do. You mean, and they too control the consequences. And these woke people are not even intelligent enough to realize that.
I agree.
And all of this prejudice and things, and black people are some of the most, I don't care if you want to call it prejudice, racist, but I don't care. We're just as bad or worse than anybody else because I see it. I'm just happy, and I'll say it again, that my mother, she said my grandmother passed it down to her, and she passed it to us kids, that there's no group of people that's all good or all bad. Correct. My mother had black friends and white friends and Asian friends and Spanish friends. She didn't care about anybody's ethnicity. She only cared about their character. I never heard my mother call anybody white trash or crack or anything like that. That wasn't spoken in our house. So, not too long ago, I was down in the South, and in that home there, I was shocked to hear them calling people cracker. I said, I never heard, where I come from, we never heard the word cracker. We sneaked and called them honkies. And when we're doing that proud to be black honkies, that's it. But my mother never taught us to speak that way. She would have slapped us in our mouth. Blood would have come trickling down with that diamond ring. But you know what I mean? And so these people get all, and it's the ones that talk about, the white man this, the white man, those are the ones that are always referring to people as cracker or peckerwoods. I never heard those terms before until I was a teenager because somebody from Chicago, said peckerwoods. What's a peckerwood? Cracker. I never heard that before. You know, we just call them white people.
I gotta thank you for that, Miss Grace, because I hadn't heard Peckerwood in a long time, and I'm gonna add that back to my lexicon. I'll make sure I start throwing that out there.
Awful. And I couldn't figure Peckerwood, crackers. You mean we never used those terms, and my mother didn't bring us up that way. So by this lady ranting and raving the way she was in that car, she had a child in there. Her son was in there. He was hearing this, and she's raising, like you said, another weak young man. You mean so when the cop pulls him over, he's going to try to get crunk with the cop and do something stupid and jump in and try to take off when he couldn't go anywhere. You know what I mean? Or try to fight the cop or resist arrest and could end up getting shot. You mean because she is teaching the child to not respect authority. I never had that talk with my kids. You know what I mean? My sons, you mean, okay, when the cop stops you, you put one hand here or one hand there, and you do that. You know, no, just respect authority across the board. The end. You know, I don't want to hear anything else about it. You know, but I just can't get over it. I was disgusted with her. You know, I was just disgusted. You know, and even today, I still live in a very mixed neighborhood. I don't want to live in an all-black neighborhood. When Mr. Keith talks about Atlanta, then people say, you going to move to Atlanta? Hell no. Every time I go down there, I hear Broderick's words ringing in my head. You know what he said. I won't say it on here, but you know what Broderick said.
You mean, I said, terrible person.
And I giggle the whole time. The whole time I'm riding around, I'm listening to what Broderick said. And everything's Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. Yeah, I don't like that, you know, and that's not allowed in my home. You mean you're not going to sit and be prejudiced against any group of people just for the color of their skin or ethnicity or anything like that. Treat everyone as an individual. If my granddaughter ever did it, if my kids ever did it, they'd get checked real quick and loud. You know, I don't know if I told you earlier, even my granddaughter, when I got the little flag thing, you know, the mask. And she goes, oh, I don't care about that. Boy, I unzipped my face on her.
Oh, hold on. I think I did.
You know?
Oh, there we go. Hold on. All right,
you know, people need to just stop this foolishness. You know, and it's the ones that's crying the most are still sitting there waiting, give me this, give me that, still begging and waiting around for the government to take care of them because they can't do it for themselves because the white man has it all. You mean, ain't nobody stopping you from doing anything better with your life. Nobody should be stopping you from doing anything but God. And if you sit there and let another race of people or another group of people stop you from doing things, then you're just a weak motor scooter. That's all to it. You mean, you need to look in the mirror and punch yourself in the face.
Yeah. People need a wake-up call. And I mean, and the black folks as a whole, we got to understand that because, like I say, black people watch more TV on average than any other race. And where's most of this coming from? Like you said, the mainstream media. They're pumping this bullshit in their heads. And like I say, the people who are infected by this the most are black folks sitting at home watching this shit on TV, believing that there's this crazy epidemic and the cops jumping out with assault rifles just killing niggas in the street. That's how they make it seem. It's nowhere near none of that. And it's something I learned myself. When I was a little wilder and I talked a little bit more raucous to the police, I had different outcomes. When I tightened up and I was just kosher about stuff and just, hey, it is what it is, I had way more favorable outcomes. And so it's simple. Like I say, respect goes a long way.
I'm more afraid of being harmed by a black person. You mean a black man? You mean than a cop or Ku Klux Klan? Those are the least of my worries. You mean because if a guy sees you and they want to do a cat call or whatever and you ignore them, sometimes they can get kind of crunk with you and get stupid. You know, I've seen it. I've witnessed it. I've been a part of it. You know, so you just try to avoid some. You know, I think, and you know how I feel, too many of them are just violent, you know. But I'm not going to hog up the line. Hey, Sarah. Hey, only one line, everybody. But I'm going to hang up this phone now, and I'm going to listen.
All right, Ms. Grace. Well, I appreciate you getting the party started and blessing us with a great call. So thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yep, bye-bye.
All right. Got somebody on the line. What's the motherfucking deal we got calling into the den this evening? Mic check. 1 2 1 2. You there? Hello.
Hey.
All right, who we got calling into the den this evening?
This is your favorite lady friend, Miss Susan. What's going on, y'all? Just Susie in the building.
All right, Miss Just Susie. I couldn't catch your voice on there. Okay. So what's on your mind?
Well, I'm a little reckless when we off.
Oh,
also.
okay. I understand.
But yeah, how you guys doing tonight?
Doing well. How about yourself?
Yeah, I wanted to give a better commentary, but I had lost my signal for a moment with the last caller. My dad did quite the opposite. He didn't hurl epithets, right? But when I was young, he taught me the different terms that white people use, so that when I was in the presence of them, I knew when they were being racist. Because some things a lot of times go over black people's heads; they don't know what's going on. And my dad was like, you don't let people disrespect other people in front of you, because when you walk away, they're going to talk about you as well. So you can, I guess, pretend to be colorblind. I'm not quite sure. I missed some of her commentary. But you leave your children wide open, especially if you're going to have kids going to college and maybe possibly going into the corporate world. And you have to be able to pick up on those nuances that are around you. I'm from South Louisiana. I was, I'm Louisiana Creole, so of course I'm Catholic. And, in the tradition, went to Catholic school, and the Catholic school in my parish just happened to be predominantly white. It's about 92% white. So I'm happy. Whatever my parents did, I had a strong sense of self, so I never, first off, when you go to school with the white kids when you're that young, you absolutely know they ain't shit. But my parents never, they just never acted that way. I knew my family history. I knew where I came from. I just had to, and I don't know how you do it, because I don't ever remember not having it. So I guess before the age of 5, it was imparted to me and my brothers. But you can't be blind to the world around you. Like I say, I'm in the South. So it's sometimes different here, and I think, it's racism here just like anywhere else. But, because of that intersection of, historically of the French and stuff like that, so you have a lot of people here that may be living a white life, black life, whatever, but we all like cousins and stuff, So the prejudice has like a limit, because somebody will know that they like your first or second cousin or something. So you don't take it too far. But definitely when I went to college in Mississippi, it was very stark. Because here kind of people speak to everybody. Doesn't really matter, even the most racist person. You say, hey, I'm like, what's up? You know what I mean? Whereas I remember being in Mississippi and forgot where I was this one day, because there is a huge separation of black and white there. Like, you literally could live on the black side of town, like when I lived in Jackson. And I literally remember one day I was like, wow, it's been 3 weeks. I haven't seen a white person. I mean, not a white delivery guy. Not, you know what I'm saying?
Damn.
It'll never happen, where I'm from here. But I remember one day I just wasn't thinking. I was out in North Jackson somewhere, and, I was like, hey, what's up? And the white people looked at me like I was crazy. Like, who is this nigga talking? But my whole point that I wanted to make was that, you do want, if you're a black parent, you have to make your kids aware of the world around them. You don't want to instill fear like the idiot on that video. I wouldn't have been mad if she got chokeslammed. But not advocating for domestic violence, disclaimer. She was absolutely out of order. She was absolutely disrespectful to the highest regard, and she probably should have been put in handcuffs. They got about 3 other charges with the berating and belittling and escalating a situation. I mean, even the supervisor was tired of her. Like, he went around there like, hey, look, lady, just sign the damn ticket. Yeah. So sick of her. That was my first time seeing it when you played it. But we don't want to live in a, I feel like black people don't have the pleasure of living in bliss and not being aware of the world around them. However, you don't have to live in the negativity, because even though these things are present, they're always going to be there, right? No matter if we're in an all black society, whatever, it's going to be prejudices there. So you don't want to limit yourself from that, perspective. But you need to be aware of it. But you need to take charge and do the things that you can do, and do them well. Because you can't worry about what someone else does. I mean, that's almost their problem. But you just need to be aware of it so you can check it before it gets too far, depending on the situation. Again, I'm not advocating anyone to be stupid or, escalate like this lady who needs her teacher license taking. And, and I wish that we could come together and know when to ostracize certain people, because she's one of them. I see incidents all the time, and it's like I know people are afraid sometimes to say stuff because you don't want to lose the traction, but we're losing it anyway. If we're condoning, absolute, foolishness and idiocracy. and lack of responsibility, etc. That was my spiel. Sorry, Honcho.
No. You're right. I agree, and that's my thing, because that's what I say. You have to have some level of, and I think that's where a lot of it is. You said something about having that instilled in you at a young age. Being made aware of things. I think that is necessary. I mean, you don't want to be oblivious to what's going on, because then that does lead up to situations. So I'm not going to say, we're not in a happy-go-lucky world, but to be prepared for it if you encounter it, if it comes across, But to sit up and wake up, which you have a lot of people wake up first thing in the morning, and it's like they're hunting for something to oppress them.
The negativity.
And so they live in it, they wallow in it. So that's, I definitely like that. That's a huge problem. But knowing your history, knowing those things, which I think a lot of people don't have that luxury, they don't have that place, so they don't have confidence in themselves. They don't have confidence in, so they're already feeling a certain kind of way about themselves. And like I say, they just take that shit out into society and just kind of cast it on anybody that that they can find to blame for it.
Yeah, you said a word, and it kind of came to me, and I was like, the oppressive Olympics. Mm-hmm. Who's in the running today? Mm-hmm. Who's getting a gold medal to lose? It's like the worst, a defeatist mindset, It just be sharp and be smart. Like me, I was like, I like to know. I know a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? I love to learn. And if you know stuff like that, tones a lot of them down. Like so quick, just with your sheer intellect, which has nothing to do with the level of education, but it can improve it, possibly. But just sheer intellect and self-awareness. And you just don't, like you said, aside from just being respectful, humble too, at times, but, also being assertive and like you just kind of feed it on self-assuredness. A sense of self, work on that, but definitely get it for yourself and instill it in your children, because you're going to have a hard time instilling that in your kids if you don't have at least a bit of it yourself. Your kids got a way better chance if you're kind of weak on it, because, late in life, learning things, you're just always going to be behind the 8 ball. But like I said, I don't know what but my family is like that. It's not just my parents. It's like both sides of my family have a very strong sense of self. And so I guess also seeing that, and it just starts, somewhere. And don't say things like, I hate when people go, oh, white school's better. Better for who? The white neighborhood is better. Like your actions. I've always lived in a middle-class, black subdivision educated. People lie. I mean, you have to go to Iowa or somewhere like that not to be able to find other like-minded blacks or class or, education. They exist everywhere. You're choosing to be over there because, like someone said in the comments, I think you've echoed it before too, you actually think it's better. You're saying one thing or you're pro-black, but you won't send your kid to HBCU. Yeah. And you went there. And your job is, your education puts you in the position that you're in from the HBCU, but yet your kid must go to a PWI, and not because of the major, or something that may be in a field that possibly is not offered at some HBCU in the country, but you believe that's better. They love to say it gives you a better opportunity. It lies.
And it's interesting that you bring up the college thing, because I was looking at some other information. I heard she had got fired. It turned out that she was actually a college professor, so she's not teaching. You have got to be blankety blank me. She has a degree from the University of Southern California. A USC grad. Yeah, a Master of Professional Writing, playwriting and screenwriting and poetry. She graduated December 2000. She's old. Yeah. She's 42. And it says something about her being a registered nurse on here. Oh, well, we know she got fired. Yeah, so we see something grant. She was a grant writer, a lecturer at Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising. She's been a lecturer at Mount San Jacinto College, Mount San Antonio College, Riverside Community College. Well, I guess that was her most current occupation. Well, she definitely has not mastered the English language. I would expect more from someone who is into poetry. I would expect a little bit more, her be a little bit more eloquent, even if she was going to be a jerk. Her poetry must suck. I fucking goddamn knew it. I was speculating. My bad. I fucking called it. I said, I bet after this shit, she fucking went and told people that she got fucking her. She went and filed a complaint on this cop after she went to Internal Affairs. She went to internal affairs.
Before or after the tape came out?
After, I guess it says LASD tells me the woman called them after this traffic stop to file a harassment complaint against the deputy with internal affairs. So so she called right after this happened. But it says that she also has a history. I wish she could go to jail for a false report. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, I wish she could do like 3 to 6 months in the county. Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
I need to break that foolishness up, you know?
Oh my God, that's crazy. I'm saying, like, certain people you can just tell. You don't have to know people. I don't know people. Like, don't judge a book by its cover. Fuck yeah, judge that book. Then read it. Like, it's just certain things you can tell about. Oh my God, that's crazy. That's crazy.
So does he not think that his body camera's running?
I don't know. Oh, and look at this. So here's some comments from her students, because a lot of these schools now have it where you can kind of comment on some of these professors. Horrible teacher. Nastiest attitude I've ever had from a teacher. I never write reviews, but I had to write one about her, so that tells you how bad she is. Never take this class with her. She is horrible. Even as a person, and this is, shout out to Shannon Watch, appreciate the love. They misspelled person. They spelled it P-O-R-S-E-N, but whatever. Maybe she's not a good enough teacher to teach them how to spell properly. She is not nice at all, very rude, and laughs at you when you ask questions. Very hard to understand her lectures. Take her and you will regret it. Regrade it. Oh, man. Hey, whoever wrote this is terrible. Will regrade it 100%. Didn't want to get a C in her class, so I dropped it and retook it in the winter and got an A+ with another professor. Hands down, worst professor I ever had. Now, this person I'm mad at because they spelled professor wrong. I mean, right before this, and then the second time they spelled professor wrong. So I don't even like your review. And last one I see is, when I first took this class, I thought it'd be great. She seemed really understanding and caring. However, I was wrong. She rambles forever, kind of like me. Rarely stays on topic. She thinks that she's making a bigger impact than she really was. She is very insecure with herself, very unprofessional, would not recommend at all to anyone.
You know who I'm mad at, Honcho?
Who's that?
With all those reviews, and I bet we can find a few more if we go search Facebook. I'm mad at the dude that knocked her up. You guys got to do better.
Man,
you're choosing that.
Man, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he had to know she was crazy.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say what you guys say about crazy women, so he knew she was nuts.
I don't co-sign that.
Why would you subject your child to someone like that? Oh, my God. What'd you say, Hunter?
I don't co-sign that belief. I'd rather keep them sane.
Oh, you think you don't?
I don't co-sign. No. And for those of you who might not know what's being said, niggas do be saying crazy women have the best pussy. I refuse. I refuse to co-sign that statement.
So what you're saying is, if you've had a stiletto heel or a window or two broken by one of these over the years, a brick or something thrown through your windshield.
No comment.
It's like a personal testimony.
I plead the fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth.
Whatever it wasn't worth it, huh? In that moment it was, until you came outside and your windshield was missing. Look, my brother was in the military, man. When he was out in Fort Carson a number of years ago, he had so many stories about the things, how creative women get with men's cars. Like, what did you think of that? Like, this one girl, I don't think the windows are like this anymore, but remember back in the day where, like, the little grills were, like, right in front of the windshield? I guess it was like your intake system or whatever for your heating and cooling. And these chicks would take eggs and put them in there, right? So, it's Colorado, so it's a cold good bit of the year. Turn the car on, turn the heat on, it smelled like ass. And you had to get the whole system replaced.
That's so fucked up.
With that.
But that's like, what's so fucked up about that? Like, like if you fuck a car up, it's one thing. But it's like, you can't even, like, go fuck with nobody else. They just fucking your whole day. You got this ass smelling car. That's.
Yeah, there was no fixing it. Like my brother said, whatever when that would happen, they'd have to, like, take the whole, something, I guess, replace the whole, it was like a $2,000 job.
Oh, that's fucked up, bro.
That was just one of the many stories I heard. You know what I'm saying? Aside from the chicks rolling up on dudes in the club that ain't even their old man. Just craziness. Yeah. Somebody needs to look up, because I'm sure she's nuts. So we know she filed for child support. So somebody needs to go, black people, do your job. You know what I'm saying? Go figure out who this dude is. Go find him.
Yeah, I'm finna do some research in just a minute. I'm like, that's fucking wild. I'm telling that nigga, shame on you, nigga. You need to come on. We need to talk.
Shame on you, brother. Shame on you. You let loose in the psycho chick. You're making people with education look bad. You did say she had a master's as well, right?
Yes. Yes.
She got a master's and a tenure nowhere. When you said Riverside College, which you should look up the stats on them, I knew then. I said, wait a minute, did you say university early on and down to Riverside College? Yeah, I'm sure she got fired.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure she got enough complaints from them students. They're like, man, you got to get the fuck on. Like, you're not doing nothing. Oh, did they find, hold on. I don't know if they have unblurred video. No, I don't think it is. But, yeah, it's wild. Like, and that's what I say, you know, sometimes education, I won't say education be overvalued, but yeah, it's not the same with everybody.
And I want to take a moment for this sponsor break. Hello to the 38 people in the chat. If you would just take a brief moment, close the chat, go right there and hit the like button, get the engagement up.
Yes.
Do it for Honcho, for bringing us great content night after night.
Oh, yeah.
Or show after show, I should say.
Yeah, because I don't be showing up sometimes. But when I do, it be good.
Oh, yeah, I had a hot one. You was everything but a child of God a couple of nights ago. You moved it. I stayed up. And then I was like, okay, so this okay. You know, because sometimes I'll miss stuff during the day as much as I see, but like right now I've been really busy. Like I missed that. So, you know, I'm counting on you to see something so I can hear some balanced commentary, and of course laugh with the people in the chat because you guys are hilarious. Oh, happy birthday to all the Tarses in the building. My birthday was yesterday too.
Oh, happy belated birthday.
A couple of people. Yeah.
Yeah, we had a few. I think K Grace. So that would be you, K Grace. I think Miss Meat. And I feel like somebody else just had a birthday recently.
Yeah, somebody was like Friday. Two people were today. And Heidi, you are crazy.
It's never Heidi's birthday.
It's Dragon Riverside.
Heidi has no birthday. Heidi's not a real person. Heidi is a bot. Okay. And until proven otherwise.
Man, Heidi is Dragon Riverside. You know, Riverside used to be a pretty cool place to live in Cali. I think it went to hell now. But years ago when I was a kid and I used to be out there, it was kind of okay. I don't want to offend any people from California in here. I'm trying to measure my words right now.
Yeah. I would look, you know, Dan is all about.
Thank you, Nancy. This is just Susie. Yeah, Grace. That was the one that was Friday. K Grace. It's the Mess City.
That's terrible.
Somebody said Riverside is turning to Mess. Anybody here from Cali still? Must be Heidi because she's talking mad.
I know Miss Sarah's from Cali.
Hello?
Riverside, wasn't that where fucking Archie and them went, the comic and shit?
What is it?
Like Archie, the comic, like Archie and Jughead and all them in that comic. But I thought, didn't they go like Riverside? Or that's Riverdale. Oh, not Riverdale. I think it was Riverdale. Something. They went to Riverside.
Now, I'm sure nobody listening to you is from Riverside, and I'm not being funny.
Yeah. No. Wait. Remember who was? Do y'all remember Denfolk? Y'all remember the lady from California? I can't remember her name right now.
Oh, the one that was showing us the high-speed chase?
No, it was a lady. This might have been a year or two back, but she used to call in, and I want to say she might have been from the Riverside area because I remember she said I'm trying to remember she said Riverside, something like that. But she was a very interesting caller wherever she may be, and I wish her well. But yeah, Riverdale. Okay.
Man, they are dragging poor Cali. West Coast is West Coast. Oh, my God.
That is terrible.
So I know it's off topic, but I want to throw it out there. So has anyone been watching all the debacles with Black Rob and all the fallouts over the last...
So there's been some fallout after his death?
Yeah, did you see the funeral? I don't know if you want to call it a funeral. That was some nigga shit in a church.
No, I didn't see. I hadn't watched.
Yeah, but it was on Diddy's channel. Was that Revolt?
Oh wow,
they was on
TV. That nigga Biggie is out of there. I mean, not Biggie. P Diddy. Crazy. You can put him on the channel. You can put his funeral and all that shit. But that man was out there down bad. Barely make. I don't know. Okay, whatever.
No, but I'm just, so this is the thing, right? I know a lot of people in here probably haven't had a lot of exposure to the music business. I don't care if he gave him, let's just say he did owe him some money, right? If he gave him every red penny, he would have blown it all. Because that's what those people, I can tell, I don't recall meeting Rob back in the day, but I could tell his like type, you know, because those who are going to be okay, they're going to be okay. But he mismanaged his health, and it had nothing to do with the lack of funds. You know, he was I don't want to call him an alcoholic, but he was a heavy drinker. I don't know what caused his initial kidney damage, but he had been in kidney failure for probably about 10 years.
Do I undo it? Hold on. Okay, my fault. I was trying to take.
Dang, it said all this energy for a dead nigga. Oh, so you saw it, Ronald Isley? Wait till when you get a chance, Honcho, you're gonna see why you saying that.
I'm gonna have to check it out. I'm gonna have to definitely check it out, because like I said, I'm like, you know, with the entertainment stuff, I've been just kind of, I ain't fooling with it too much, because niggas always.
Oh yeah, I don't blame you. Yeah, but I guess I wanted to hit on the not necessarily them in particular, but the topic of it, which is accountability for yourself and more financial literacy and stuff like that, and not looking to blame someone and it's someone else's fault. You know, because we all have to, you know, take the reins over our lives. You know what I mean? I did like how a lot of people seem to, you know, start realizing that, you know, Bad Boy was the employer and those are not his children. If someone owes you something, you fight for it. But also in the entertainment business, people forget that it's a business. A lot of our people are very emotional and want to feel like everything is family. And so they tend to not do business. I've sat through several things over the last 20 years. Negroes don't read anything, which if they read it, they don't have the, you know, the background to understand it. But they will not. I remember artists I fell out with, I was trying to do some marketing for them, and I said, hey, where's your contract? So I can read it, but it was only so that I wouldn't cross whatever the label was doing. Dude got mad at me. But come to find out, it was because he had never looked at his contract. He didn't even have a copy of it. Wow. And he signed it. And so, you know, and I know these are mostly disadvantaged people the majority of the time, you know, 98%. But you do have the opportunity to take advantage of an entertainment attorney. And as they tell you in court, hey, nigga, ignorance of the law is no excuse. Go do them 20. You know? No, they don't give a damn. You know, so I do, you know, hope that, because you kind of always touch on accountability. You might not necessarily use that word, but you do seem to always have a theme of, you know, personal responsibility. And I think we do need to kind of, not just on this show, but, you know, just generally in our community as a whole, we have to start talking about it, because people are always looking outside to someone else. You know, you can take charge of your thing, you know. This person did that, the man did this. What did you do, Negro? You know,
what role did you play in this whole situation?
Yeah, what was your part?
Okay.
Look at the back of books for answers. What are these people saying?
What the hell? Oh, yeah.
I don't think he should have been there. Only one LA, because it would have been a distraction. You know, I mean, it was for Rob's family and friends. You know, and for him to be there, I don't think it would have served any purpose or would have helped anything. It was just to make somebody else feel better, and it'd be a bigger distraction than all the niggas running up on the podium cussing and shit.
What? Say it ain't so. I shouldn't be surprised if that was the case. I mean, I don't know. So was it a really ratchet affair? I mean,
everybody was dressed. It was a traditional church, but once they started letting people get up to speak, and you know, when people saw what's our guy, Swiss Beats, you know, it put a battery pack, and so everybody kind of seemed like they want their moment, you know, to speak on what Diddy did or didn't do, what Rob did or didn't do, who was there, who's real, all of this shit, and nobody wants to be honest. Dealing with a real alcoholic and a drug addict. People like, he was homeless. He wasn't homeless. He decided to go to Atlanta to do a show, and whoever he was staying with told him, no, don't come back. But when you're dealing with a drug addict, you're not going to let a drug addict come into your home and upset your home. That is a condition. You only can help. I was like, people don't think about their own family members who go through these things. You cannot help someone that doesn't want to help themselves. You can support them. Maybe you throw them some dollars here and there. Maybe you cook them a meal every day. I had a cousin that was a drug addict. He wasn't invited to nobody's house. But my cousin, who was his aunt, he was welcome to come there every day. She wrapped him up a plate of food, handed it to him out the side door. Just make sure he was eating every day. You know what I'm saying? So he did live a long, quite a long life, even though he had probably been doing heroin and cocaine and all kind of stuff since his early 20s, to be 60. And actually what killed him was alcoholism. He actually quit the drugs and started drinking beer and died of liver disease in 2 years. I'm like, damn, dude, he made it through crack and coke and heroin and all kind of shit. He ain't got AIDS or nothing. Started drinking liquor, took himself out of here. He never got HIV or nothing from shooting up and shit. But yeah, everybody wants to say who. Well, my mom used to have this poem. It was shoulda, coulda, woulda, and it just went through listing like who shoulda and coulda and woulda. But that's a heavy. You cannot take care of an adult. That is a heavy responsibility, and especially one with conditions. A man has his own mind. What are you gonna do? You can't lead him around like a child, and you can't invite someone in your home turning it upside down. He could have been a thief. We don't know the level. All drug addicts, are different. But they tend to upset a household. It's like, what are you supposed to do? And then if you've been around drug addicts, better than to give them too much money because you'll send them into an OD. If you're not careful. They're not going to go pay rent or more, stay in a hotel. And then even if you pay for them somewhere, they tend to be so disruptive and bring other people around that they get put out anyway. I mean, let's just tell the truth about it. And nobody wants to talk about everybody because they saw him in such a fragile state. Everybody was just like appalled because he was so, he just looked horrible. He looked like someone dying of liver, renal failure. I mean, that's what he looked like, and that's what was going on. But you cannot pay someone into a better situation. You can't throw money at it. That's where the accountability comes in, a person wanting and willing to do something. I mean, it's just, I've seen people be drug addicts, left homes or given homes, got trust funds and all kind of stuff. Go to the house, they ain't got liquor furniture in there. Somebody came in there and stole it all, burnt it up. I done seen doggone drug addict with the damn crack pipe set the damn carpet on fire. I know I ain't the only one seeing this shit.
I'm just saying. But you're right though. Because when it comes to us, it's so much stuff we want to keep on hood. We can't say this, and we ain't supposed to say it in front of them. Man, ain't nobody. This ain't no secret. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody's surprised by this. Like I said, I just didn't know. The extent of Black Rock. Come on, after first couple of songs, that was it for me. You know what I'm saying? Like then to now, and so when I seen him now in that state, I was like, whoa. Yeah, it was cheesy. There was a cheesy joke, but I had to throw it in there. But
and I know that wasn't intentional.
No, that was deliberately intentional.
Like that, I was like, whoa.
I'm a terrible person. But no, and I was just like, damn, And so you're thinking. Well, my thinking is, last time I seen him, it was, he was doing, and 24 hours to live, and all that other shit. And then you see him now, and then all I see is the GoFundMe. He doing down bad. There's plenty of rumors in the history of P Diddy that he done this, that, and the third to people and some other questionable activities that have nothing to do with money. And so in my head, I'm sitting there thinking, P Diddy, on some hard shit. I didn't realize that he had a significant drug problem. To go along with
his main issue was alcoholism, which he stopped. So he said, you never know, alcoholic is alcoholic. But I know when he had all those strokes some years back, I know he had attempted to, stop some things. But I do want to share with everyone on here. I think some people don't know this. His blood pressure was out of control, which everybody knows it destroys everything in there. But there's different stages of kidney failure, which you can go a number of years in stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. And this is just me knowing this, and I'm just judging off of some things he said years ago. He was on like a lot of blood pressure medication. Well, it's probably because his kidneys were, still failing at that time, and it's all that plays into, your blood pressure. So he would have had to lived a much street. He still was just out there. Because, of course, you're in your local area. People going to know, we might not see him and not remember him well, but out there where you from. Oh man, that's Rob. It's like Rob, what do you know, street cred, type stuff. From what I can recall vaguely, he never, even after having the strokes, and he was well aware of his situation. I'll say that. And I guess he had a dream of, coming back to that glory, year or two, where he was on top, but that just wasn't gonna happen again, and he didn't have any other plans, and he didn't morph into other parts of the music business. Like when you asked me earlier before we got on here about my voice, luckily I had another skill set. So when I wasn't able to do my voiceovers and do on-air broadcasting and all that, I really got more into the business. I was already doing it, but I went head first into booking, marketing, promotion. That became the priority because it was nothing I could do about, not having a voice. And then I did have an education as well. So, I was able to, continue on. And a lot of times people don't look for that other opportunity. Maybe he would have been a good A&R. Maybe he could have started a little small label. There were some other things there because he was in the environment. And some people just don't take hold. I know a lot of people often know, I'm from here, so I know a lot of people often know Limit. And I remember Crazy used to come by and hang out with me all the time. And he was the first person that said it. He was like, yo, I squandered my opportunities with P. He didn't take nothing from me. He was teaching us. But I wanted to be out here living live, being the big guy. They was on BET, and all the, the countdown shows, back then. And he said, I squandered that. Same thing with Soulja Slim. A lot of people don't know, P was giving him hundreds of thousands of dollars. Slim bought work with it. Blew all the work. I'm talking about $300,000, $400,000. Didn't, buy a house or anything. Like, these are the things that happen. They're giving the people the money, but they're buying jewelry, they're partying it up, and then they come back and they have an attitude. Yeah. No, you should give me more, for you to, to blow. And in P's instance, he had people in houses, and he had a lot of wonderful things set up for, his artists. And it's like, what can you do? And that's the part that pisses me off, because a lot of artists, because they know it's easy to say, oh, the label did this, my management stole that, this and that, but they nobody ever asked them, and they never talk about, well, how much money did you run through? Because the majority, at least on that first run and that first year of shows, they can buy a house outright and be able to maintain it. I ain't talking about no crazy big house. It's just a nice house that you will be able to maintain, and do the upkeep on it, for a number of years. And they don't do that, and you can't make them. Correct. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you and 5 disciples ain't gonna tell them no different, because they are entranced by showing what they believe is, I got something. So easy. The jewelry they have, like with Boosie, prime example. When they froze up all his funds with the murder trials, right? So he had some money in the bank and stuff, but all his funds were frozen. So his mom, she's going around, she's going back to the jeweler, trying to resell his jewelry, and it was worth nothing. Correct. Because the diamonds and stuff, they were crushing that stuff down to give it that same thing they kind of doing now, that glittery effect. Everybody kind of remembers, that time with all the bling. And the only thing that was worth something was the gold itself. But everything else was completely worthless. Now, he paid, $15,000, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 for these pieces that his mama barely got $2,000 for. Wasting money on cars. Boosie he was solely responsible for probably 80% of the damn Dodge Chargers that year that were sold in Baton Rouge. And he never even thought about getting a local sponsorship, and you couldn't tell him that. So he personally, you couldn't tell him that.
That's funny. I remember
and he was blowing through the money.
He said, y'all's 30, mine's 40. I remember him talking about them charges.
Right. Red light, green light, yellow light.
Goddamn, Boosie Boo. Oh, man.
Yeah, but I think he bragged on a fellow guy that I hired at the radio station back in there. I won't say his name, but he had got a hold of Boosie. That was the only reason he had that money in his account that they froze. He got back at the end. But he wouldn't have had that. I mean, you talking about a guy, that was easily doing $100,000 a weekend, consistent for years. along with features and all. This is even before now. We talking about pre-Angola prison. You know what I'm saying? And because a lot of people realize a lot of times guys from South making more money than people you see on TV. Our money, roll a little different. But a lot of people don't realize how much money is passing through from these shows and whatnot. And he was blowing it off. I mean, he had cars and stuff to show, but his kids didn't have trust funds. He didn't have life insurance. Nothing. That's why he lost the house. He had a nice house. It wasn't overly expensive. It only cost him, I think, house like $350,000-$400,000. Could have bought that out easily. Lost that. All that went into foreclosure. I have a story to tell about a few people, but Jim Jones, all of them folks is not what people think. If you don't see them talking about some other or just hearing about some other type of business that they have of some sort, those guys, man, they struggling. They do a good job of presenting. Or they might do a little run. It's like Rob Diddy was still putting him on shows.
No shit.
And little tours and stuff, yeah. Mm-hmm. But it's like he was getting weaker, So it wasn't as good of a presentation because he didn't have that energy to really, you standing still and you rapping a song like, whoa, you want somebody jump across the stage like, whoa, and,
Be fired up,
doing the most. But he wasn't able to do the most. He wasn't doing no DMXing across the stage,
I agree. Where's the deal, Miss just Susie? I got another person.
Yeah, let me get off here.
But I appreciate you in there. Like, we gonna definitely hopefully you join us in the after party, and we can definitely chop it up some more about it because it's actually a pretty interesting topic. We may have to venture forth a little bit more on that, on what's going on with some of these entertainers. Cause I really didn't, like I said, I don't take the time to really think about them like that. But you brought up a couple of interesting points that we definitely need to discuss.
All right.
Well, I appreciate your call, and I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Bye.
All right, bye. Now, I'm going to be honest. I really don't want to take this call that's coming up right now. Like, I don't want to talk to this nigga that's on the line right now. But unfortunately, I accepted the call before I realized it. So, we just going to talk to this nigga.
Damn right.
I know this nigga ain't finna talk about God damn. Hello, Dakota. How are you doing this evening, sir? This nigga called. He talked. How you gonna call
I'm doing good. I am at work, so if y'all hear a little background noise,
it's you knocking over displays. That's what it is. You're knocking displays over, fighting customers. That's what's going on.
Oh man, I'm doing all that. I'm throwing drinks at people. I'm twisted teeth slapping niggas. But yeah, man. On the subject matter at hand, he was a complete dickhead. And I'm pro-black. I am Kemetic, for those who don't know. I am very proud of my African heritage. With that being said, I got pulled over 2 nights ago. Don't have a driver's license because it got suspended, and I didn't do what I needed to do in the amount of time I needed to get it done to keep my driver's license. So I have to reset. I'm driving illegally without a driver's license, and the dude kicks me loose with a warning because I was respectful. So one cop back in 2012 let me go. Yes, sir. He let me go while I was, actually, he pulled me over. 248, he pulled me over, searched me, found 2 blunts, and let me dispose of them how I saw fit, and then took me to jail because I had outstanding warrants. So he could have hit me with possession charges, and these were both. The first was a black guy. The second story was a white guy. But just being cordial with these people, man. Now I haven't ran into some dickhead, but for the most part, I've been stopped by so many different police officers just being truthful with them. Gave me a ticket, gave me a warning, let me go. So it is what it is. Like, you don't have to be a dick. And, well, yes, I do.
with that being said, just black people, y'all gotta know who y'all are.
Yeah.
Do your research, even if you're not proud of Africa or whatnot. No, learn who you are. Learn where you come from. Learn where your people come from. That'll give you a sense of pride that when I first learned it, it was like, man, this is what I come from. And you will carry yourself in a different light. So just be respectful.
Can I have that 4-pack of 4?
Now, fuck you and them 4-packs. What the fuck you talking about? Let me stop.
Yeah.
Stick and truck.
Talk shit to them. But nah, man, that's all I had to say on the subject matter.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you calling in and sharing that, Dakota. And I know your ass gonna be in the after effects, so I got more shit to talk to you. But I do appreciate you sharing your story with us, man.
All right.
Bet that. So this is what I'm about to do. I'm gonna hold off on the calls for a second because I got some information. And shout out to Turtle Boy. I don't think I follow on the social media, but I've had people send like information, and I'll try to go from there and do my own due diligence. But that guy puts in a lot of work, and so like I said, I was looking through some things. I stumbled across that. Let me pull this up first. Let me get the number out of here. Let's pull some things up. Let's get a little bit more information about this lady. Actually, let me just because I want to think I'm fancy. Oh, I ain't even got the damn window up, right? And let's make sure we got the right one. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Today because I was going under the speed limit. I was going at 38.
Yes, you are, ma'am.
I don't care about that. All right. Let me get the little window, make it a little small. Let's look at some stuff here. All right. Let's look at a little bit of history. Mini Honcho. All right. This is the crazy lady, right? And yeah, whatever. Oh my God. Just so y'all can see it a little better, maybe this will help y'all out. Let me just I'm genuinely grateful because now I'm not just good at what I do. I have achieved a moniker for which I have always pined, but never knew how to achieve. I am now an inspirational instructor. During a metacognitive exercise, one of my students shared, "I'm only here because you care. Otherwise, I would have dropped this class." This bitch is a liar. And just that statement alone shows a significant level of arrogance, right? There's nothing wrong with being confident in your skills. There's nothing wrong with knowing that, what you're doing is helping people. But you can't be getting fired from every motherfucking job every fucking semester or switching jobs every semester and then talk about you're good at what you do. This is what Los Angeles English, and that's what I'm saying, English instructor, right? At Los Angeles Southwest College. So there's that. I don't know what the California Acceleration Project is, but this is 2016. I'm be honest, I know I'm up there looking. Hairline ain't gonna last forever, but shit, she making me feel good about my shit. Goddamn. Shit. This was West LA College where she was working there. Marshawn Hyman. That's a funny name. Cameron Iverson. Anyway, she made about $100K a year without tenure. So definitely feeling herself, 6-figure lady. So she's smelling herself a little bit. Nothing wrong with that. So it's showing, damn, they motherfucker get all the damn money. They put all this shit out there like that. 43. This is parentmylife.com. All right. So I guess she's on, I don't know if it's one of those sites or what. And then somehow, like I said, you got a picture of her right here. She looked crazy as shit. I wonder where they got that unblurred footage from. I don't know who the fuck Callie Cross is, but I guess that's her Twitter name. I don't know. I wonder what she's saying here. Not only do I expect reparations. Not only do I expect all 40 acres that my family was promised, I expect that mule as well. Okay. Spending the afternoon at Irvine Valley College's Cultural Summit, learning from my former whatever colleague and fellow Trojan. Article like deputies tasered man in his genitals over littering. The lawsuit says. It doesn't surprise me either, but it's all, let's see, this is her agenda. This is her identity. This is how she identifies as a human being. This is like, when we talk about like social justice warriors and shit like that, like, even though they're doing retarded shit, they really genuinely feel like what they're doing is for the greater good. Like, in their heads, you can't tell them. So like, when you disagree with them, they fucking, their heads almost pop because they think you're like the fucking anti-hero or some shit, or just like a bad person. But just listen to this and just looking at this, I see she got the little swoop going on over here. So she goes by, I guess, a pseudonym of Callie Cross. When she, I guess, has to post that on social media. You know, if you're a professional, you don't want to use your real name. I understand. We cannot afford to become numb to the violence. Yeah, she's definitely out there. Why aren't your personnel wearing masks if they're required? That's what she does. So this explains it right here. She's a cop recorder. She's like, and here's my thing. Like, I have no problem with that. Like, what's that group, Cop Watch or whatever? Like, I have no problem holding people accountable. You know what I mean? I have no issue with that. If you're doing what you're supposed to do, it should not be a problem. If you're getting recorded, you're not. I have no issue with body cams and all that shit. But this type of shit right here is ridiculous. Like, you can tell she's one of those. Like, she really thinks she's you know, saving society somewhere. They're supposed to be an example, role models. Officer Hernandez, so she gets all the bad. She likes harassing the Mexicans for some reason. She has an issue with Hispanics. Was this January 10th today? Because she's talking about a 7-year-old son. So, I mean, I'm wondering if this was this year. She was supposed to someone was abused by his agent, but didn't want to report it. She was stupid around it. Oh, okay. I don't even know what ASD is. I have a question about respite care. Yesterday, my 7-year-old son with ASD said the provider shredded his artwork as she was leaving. She said she accidentally stepped on it. He makes cars from paper and tape. After she left, I asked him to show me the cars in the trash. They were clearly ripped up. He then said that she pinched him multiple times on his arm and hand, and I asked him to show me how by doing it to my arm and hand. I'm obviously letting her go, but do I have to report her and to whom? She is only 21, and I don't want to ruin her career. She just graduated from college in social work. Well, obviously she doesn't need to be in fucking social work if she can't work socially, right? There's a foster child in her home under her mom's care. I think she became frustrated. He was in a no to everything mood yesterday, but that just doesn't justify pinching. I don't want him in my house. They would snoop around, speak to my son and me, and to snoop around in my cupboards. So why? What is it that you're so concerned about? You know, I mean, are you hiding something? I mean, to even say something like that's your concern shows that you've got something to hide. This woman is dangerous. Like, this woman might be very dangerous. And obviously sounds like no man anywhere nearby. So I'm curious as to how that took place. And she could be one of them that went to and got it done on her own. Because any nigga who sticks his wee-wee in that should be ashamed of himself, boy. But I know that head is fire. Anyway, I'm obligated to report under mandatory reporting laws as an IHSS provider myself, or like, so if you, anyway. Well, anyway, you can't really see that. What? She was fucking with Trump? So far, Trump has done more for black people, including bringing home the college guys who committed a crime in China, than Obama ever did. Trump is also rescuing our jobs from industries that have been excluding us by using language preferences to circumvent discrimination laws. Well. What? Oh, no, this woman has more kids. Oh my God. So 10 years ago, she was featured in the NBC Puff piece about how a nonprofit called Dress for Success helped her land on her feet and get herself a job in academia. After she got evicted and her 3 children ended up homeless. She breeds. There's more of them out there. She's a breeder. And that's unfortunate. But if you like this stuff, like I said, I don't know Turtle Boy personally or anything, but shout out to him and what he's doing, you know, getting this information and shit. So if y'all fuck with it, fuck with him. Now, this is crazy, right? This woman is clearly a lunatic. She's clearly unfit. I don't want to go out and say she's an unfit parent, but I believe she is because the things you're doing, you have a son who obviously has some type of issue. Again, I don't know what the ASD shit is. Somebody fill me in on that. Is that autism spectrum disorder or something like that? I'm trying to guess. Let me look at the chat. I'm pretty sure y'all probably answered it. Certified T'Challa, what's the motherfucking deal? Yeah, she might. Yeah, I'm like, what's wrong with the bean pie? I can look after the stream. I'm trying to hustle everything I can, baby. I'm slamming organic, halal bean. Everything is halal. Like I done found out about this halal shit, and so everything's halal. I love that shit. I don't even know what it means, but no, lady, you know, man, like that shit halal. I can eat that shit. What do they call about self-confidence after do the traffic stop? Well, we got into, you know how the DMB, we get into some shit, and we started getting into some shit. We started talking about everything. But yeah, honestly, y'all know what I was going to call this video before that? It's funny you say that, Nancy. Shout out to Nancy. I was going to call this video When Black Karens Attack, right? Because that's exactly what I thought about, right? But they're like, Black Karens. I used to say a Black Karen is a Keisha, but I don't know, man. I don't know. It's some wild Keishas out there. But like I said, it's the problem with this is, like I said, that she's passing this rhetoric down to her children, whichever ones have escaped out of the house now. Maybe they knew she was crazy. Maybe they're like, my mom's a lunatic. I can't wait to get out this motherfucker. No, I said crazy coochie is not what's up. That crazy coochie is overrated, and the problems that come with it are not worth it. You know what I'm saying? But she's it's a situation where, like I say, man, I can't understand. Like, what is going on in your life? You're educated, you seem to be doing all right for yourself. You're making 6 figures, which may be significantly less in California. But so I'm not understanding, like, what are you so angry about? Where are you so oppressed in this country if you were able to come from fucking homelessness? What was that? They said, 10 years ago? You know what I'm saying? And now you're doing solid. You got 6 figures, and that's a few years back, so it didn't take you 10 years to do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna look up the little puff piece he was talking about. Excuse me. I want to see that because I want to know what kind of people helped you get clothes. I want to know what kind of people, helps you get back where you need to be. Let's pull it up. Give me just a second. Y'all know I'm finna pull it up. All right. Oh, let's make it bigger. Make it bigger, my nigga. All right. I guess that'll be good enough. We can do it like this, so I can make sure we get it nice and accurate. Let me get it right. Y'all just give me a second. All right, bet. Okay, let's play it. Let's see what we got going on here. I ain't got no volume. Hold on. Can y'all hear the audio? I don't think it's showing up on the thing. Let me know if y'all not hearing it. And I look like a waiter. Man, it's super funny, bro. Now that I think about it, dog, that makes me that. I'm not gonna say it out here. I'll talk about it in the Discord later. Okay, it's Let me see. So, okay, so what it is? It's the microphone picking up. Give me just a second. Let's do it like this. Look, I'm telling y'all next time. See, now I'm setting all this shit up. Now I'm gonna be prepared. Next time I ain't gonna have to do all this shit. So player gotta fuck up one time, and then we good after that. I don't need input output. And we Gucci. Here we go. All right, let's try it now. So apparently this is her, as we can tell.
Kalunda Ray Iwazimu had it all. A degree from USC, a job teaching at Riverside City College, and a happy family. But then in 2010, she lost her job, her marriage fell apart, and then her home went into foreclosure.
And we ended up homeless and at a homeless shelter.
Iwamizu was pregnant with her third child, and with no family close by, she had nowhere to turn.
I remember my first night at the shelter, and I just put my head in the pillow and cried and cried. My eldest daughter was the most upset about it. She felt very much like I had failed her.
Eventually, Iwamizu found the helping hand she needed.
We've got some shoes here.
A program called Dress for Success.
Take a look at yourself in the mirror. You look wonderful.
This nonprofit is run by women for women. It's best known for outfitting women for job interviews. All the clothing and accessories are donated.
Remember, the smiley is going to get that job for you. Fabulous.
The first thing that I'm noticing.
But Dress for Success is much more than a clothing shop. They also help women rewrite their resumes, find jobs, handle their finances, and most importantly, connect with other women who empower them.
Pairing me with other women who are inspirational, sisterhood of women who support each other.
Dress for Success helped Iwazimu find a new teaching job and get back into a home of her own.
I see we have a few open slots.
Running the show at Dress for Success is Rena De Assis, a dynamo with a heart of gold, who immigrated from the Philippines when she was just a child.
And growing up with not a lot, I suppose gives a little bit more fuel and fire for me to want to be able to make an impact.
De Assis says seeing women get back on their feet is what it's all about.
Our key focus is really to help women go from surviving to thriving.
Iwamizu is doing just that. She now volunteers at Dress for Success, her way of saying thank you.
I feel like giving back is a big part of this for me, and I want to see other women empowered.
But even more important is the lesson she's been able to teach her daughter.
I want her to know that there is no struggle that's too great, that no struggle that can truly defeat her if she's willing to stand up.
In Los Angeles, Angie Crouch, NBC4 News.
I'm gonna do something here. Y'all just pardon me.
Now imagine losing your job, your home, and your...
I'm just trying to figure something out. Again, don't mind me. I'm trying to see right here. I wish I could pause without this fucking thing in a way. Yeah, you can't really see it too well. I got questions. Got a lot of questions as to where the fuck these kids are coming from. Right? You kind of hardly see it. Features look pretty strong. They could be possibly the same person. I'm trying to tell. It's kind of hard. That one right there looks like a little bit off. But where is this nigga that you got recently pregnant by, and that you out on the streets homeless now? Like, and obviously, what happened at Riverside that you got fired, right? And again, you're talking about 6 figures, 3 kids to go with that. That's a significant chunk out of that. And apparently she's the only one doing it because, like I said, she lost her job and now she's home, so she's the only one working. So where is the man in this situation that you keep having fucking kids for, right? Then looking at the Dress for Success, that looked like mainly, I didn't see any other black women there about that. Like, as far as with, the working when they were showing all that, I saw a lot of white, I saw a lot of Hispanic. They gave obviously the Philippine-looking lady who runs the thing, right? I'm trying to pull it back over because she's talking about, their little friendship and camaraderie crap. This picture's crazy. But and then another thing, let me tell you why she's a shitty person, right? Why she's a shitty person? Alright. Yeah, because like I said, it's only one other thing. It looks like 1 or 2 other black chicks in this picture in the program. So the reason why she's a super shitty person too is it's like it tells you what she thinks. Like when she's talking about, oh, you wish you're jealous because you wish you had a car that's nice. You were homeless not that long ago. You were down bad not that long ago. You know what I'm saying? And somebody had to reach out to help you get back on your feet. You know what I'm saying? Like, to even make statements like that, sounds like you're a little bit smug. You're a little bit, I don't say pretentious, but it's just, it doesn't show good character at all. You know what I mean? So it's very unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? And it's very unfortunate because she's like, you see all these non-black people helping you, but you hollering at, oh, you're a Mexican murderer. And, you know, like I say, all these other things, the other little statements, harassing the police, all this other stuff, you know, that she's doing. This woman has clearly got some issues. You can be intelligent, you can be educated, and still be a crazy person. As we see here, this is a crazy woman. These are like, it doesn't sound like much, but these are the kind of people that need to be taken off the street. But I think she's probably involved with one of those cop-watching organizations, right? And again, like I said, so she feels like she's doing some kind of due diligence. She thinks she's doing something, but instead, she's harassing these niggas while they just doing basic ass shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not helping anything. And yeah, dummy, if you're driving in your fucking car and you trying to it's illegal, dumbass. And if you're fucking driving with your ASD son in the car and you trying to film fucking police, you're a dumbass. Focus on going to school or wherever the fuck you were taking. Like, you worried about the wrong shit. If your priority is filming the police over getting your kid to school, you got mental issues. You know what I'm saying? You have problems. So let's do a little math. That kid, that had to be recent. So that kid had to be about, that has to be the 7-year-old now. Because that was him in the picture, right? Excuse me. So yeah, like I said, it was 2015. That's when that happened. When she was down bad, 2015. Like I said, about 7 years ago, so it's not that long. And, you know, like I say, it is what it is. But it's fucking crazy. She said she's an African immigrant. She's a home immigrant. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and that's what the thing is. It's shit, Mexican man, because they left. Baby's a little light. Baby's a little light. You don't know. With the good hair. I wonder if that is wouldn't that be funny as shit? Like that would bring everything full circle. It was probably a Mexican dude because the cop she was harassing there was Mexican, and then that cop was Mexican. Like she has a thing maybe with either Mexican men, Mexicans in authority, or what, I don't know. But I got a problem with Mexican, man. For one, named Mike M. He's illegal. He doesn't have a green card, and he's bringing people in. He's a fucking coyote. So if anybody knows the number to ICE, call him when you see that man, because he's a terrible person. All right, here's the deal. It's about that time to get ready to wind it down. Y'all know how we do. We hit the after party when we get out of the stream. And so, you know, that means meet me there, don't beat me there. And like I was telling you, I got some work. I gotta, like I said, 'cause I want to get Twitch monetized. So I gotta get so many hours this month. I think like 8 or 12 hours total this month. I think I gotta have at least 8 hours, but I think I gotta stream at least like 12 separate days or vice versa. I'm saying all this shit on YouTube. The fucking machine learning is listening. Well, I gotta downvote this video. But so I'll be putting some work on there. If y'all fuck with it, y'all come fuck with me over there. But again, Discord link, if you don't have it. I'm gonna stop giving this link out. Like, we're gonna get to a certain point, because last couple of times I let the link out, the majority of the new folks who came in are pretty cool. Like, the overwhelming majority. There's some of y'all, I got questions. Some of y'all, I got a lot of questions. And let's make a shake. Let me put this in here. Expires in a day. And put 10. All right. Oh, you can do it. temporary? That's interesting. All right, we can do that. All right, so I'm gonna put this in here, and then we're gonna slide out, man. Hey, look, Jack, fall through. We have a good time. If you enjoy the conversation live on stream, it's way better in the Discord. Everybody participates, and it's a little bit more unfiltered, if that could be a thing. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. So if she did have a Mexican baby daddy, like, who was using who for the green card? Who was using who for citizenship? Goddamn. And on that, I'll catch y'all with the Discord. Let me put this fucking link in here. And that's the link of the fucking thing, man. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to everybody. I appreciate everybody who showed some super chat love. I thank y'all so much for supporting the channel. If you ain't hit that fucking like button, you're a terrible person. Share this shit with your friends. If you got friends, you ain't got no friends, come be friends with the friends in the den. Make sure you're following all the proper social medias. Ed Honcho HTX on Instagram and Twitter, same name. Honcho Saucy on the Twitch. Make sure you go follow that. And Den Show Live on Facebook. You know, they call those of us who still use Facebook old dinosaurs. That's what they used to say. I don't give a damn. So, Den Show Live on the dinosaur book. But with that being said, man, I appreciate each and every one of y'all. I really, truly do. Oh, I fucked up. I forgot I had a layout for watching shit like that. Anyway, all right. So, we'll bring it up next time. Like I said, I'm getting used to this this shit here. So, with that being said, man, I appreciate y'all. Chuck Produce. Y'all be cool like y'all be cool. But most of all,